Hello, welcome back to Saturday Newsline. I'd like to welcome you to the show today. The last show now I did was on Wednesday. I hope you enjoyed the show. I'm just going to scroll through the different news section and the different parts of the show, which I normally do. Just first thing now was on the RTE website there. Zelensky says Kherson falls after Russian retreat. Something happened there in the war there earlier on. I'll have more to talk about there on that. Children in constant pain wait for spinal surgeries. And two Garda accused of false imprisonment of Bray, according to there on the news. Bray found guilty of murder of Yusuf Tensoro and Garda accused of using Lewis to complete Dublin Marathon. A University of Galway overpaid employees 100k and tarnished the EU-Canada trade deal ruling disappointed, and life of the planet at strike, Biden tells COP27. There's more about the COP27 meeting there. And then the sports on the RTE website. Students survive late scare to retain Premier Division. Tommy Lorcan's first half strike, decisive against Waterers, meaning UCD will enjoy another season in the Electricity League Premier Division. So that was good. That was a good achievement for UCD there. And I, IFU report 5.9 profit, but warns of future losses. That's in the rugby there. And Clap banned after FA appeal independent punishment. And Alhola to miss King George confirms Mullen. Now, I don't know more about the soccer matches there tomorrow. I don't know what's the fixtures there. The Premier League's divisions now. I think it may be on a break now. The soccer, uh, or is it on a break yet? I'm not sure about that now. So the fixtures, I'll just look up the fixtures anyway. Uh, the World Cup is coming up soon. There's matches. Let me see, is that much tomorrow? Today, the match is today. Manchester City versus Brentford, Nottingham Forest versus Crystal Palace, and Tottenham Hotspurs versus Leeds United. And then West Ham and Leicester City, and Bournemouth versus Everton. So then the matches to come, and Liverpool and Southampton, Newcastle United and Chelsea, and Wolverhampton and Arsenal. And then the next match then, Brighton Hove Albion versus Aston Villa, that's on Sunday, and Fulham and Man United, that's on Sunday as well. And then the next match is then after that in the league is the 26th of December. So that's due to the World Cup, I think. They're the matches there. I just thought I'd read them out. And I'm sure there's more GEA matches there could come. And then on the entertainment news, Mary Black, I used to get very nervous performing. And I was looking at the Late Late Show there tonight. It was fairly good. Guest for Angela's guests there tomorrow. The people that's on the show is the two of them hosts, Secret Johnny Smacks, the two Johnnies, and Rosen Davis and Mary Berry. They're the two guests that's on it. Mary Berry, the cooking lady, as I was saying there. So they're the guests that's on it tomorrow. And then on the Sky News, we are worthy people. Albania smuggled into UK say they are excited for the future, and euphoria as Kherson's liberated from Russia control, but war is far from over. And Rab values civil servants. Joe insists amid bullying claims, and sorry doesn't cut it. Campmates grill Hancock over COVID. And then the breaking news in the world is Kherson is ours. Your folk scenes as Ukrainian claims key city. Russians drown in chaotic retreat, and Putin told he will lose Kremlin. War's latest coastal dwellers not warned of sea level risk and property prices. And that's the battle to stop hotels from housing asylum seekers lost by two councils, and that's the latest on that. And then on the business news on the Sky News there. Uh, Burger chain Brian to be flipped to new owner 2 years after going bust. And major crypto exchange FDA begins bankruptcy proceedings in US. First step towards recession as economy shrinks. So that's the problem there all over the world. The shrinking of the economy and the things there. And then the Irish Independent. I'll just go through this quick. Uh, Schoolgirl shock as she finds out live on a Late Late Show she got 97% in Junior Cert. That's the girl that was on it there tonight. RTE to turn off Christmas lights during peak times. It's part of Good State's emergency energy. And Peter Hook and the Light One bringing Soul of Salford to Dublin. So I'm a Celebrity. Sean Wall's ex recently shared toxic details of his secretly cheating scandal. So that's on that, of which I couldn't be bothered there. And then just stay on the Irish Independent says more about Sasinski heads a historic day as Ukrainian force advance into Kherson. The different headlights as saying on the paper. Boy found guilty of murder, as I was saying there, that's 16-year-old. We want greenwashing to finally stop climate activists protest outside stall. So there's more about COP27 as well on the thing. I was talking about that today, so I just thought I'd mention it. Ireland versus Fiji. That's the match that's on tomorrow, and the Gaelic match is on as well. So I just thought I'd mention that, and now I'm just gonna mention now. Go to the Bray People News. As I was saying there, the Bray People News. The article front page. Brayman grabbed his partner by the throat. This is a Brayman who assaulted his partner by grabbing her by the throat after a night out, pleaded guilty in this event. The victim in the case was Derna Buckley, and during the case, the court heard evidence from her sister Shayna Buckley from Bray. So that's the story there for that's the first page there on the show. Over 1,900 raised for arc housing by National Learning to Walk, and Bray Greystone's cliff walk remains closed after recent landslides. Boxburg and Bray forced to close the store due to rising costs, as in the electricity and all. And drunk man grabbed his partner. That's the same story there. Calls for Greystone Park to be fenced off to prevent antisocial welfare. The Greystone Council is calling for Dr. Ryan's Park to be fenced off after alleged antisocial behaviour at the park over Halloween. And then Youth Cafe doors opens. This is a Cool Granny's Youth Cafe on Trafalgar Road, Greystones has given a new base where the town's teenagers can hang out and meet their friends or make new ones. The hangout is run by Tiglin and it's specially welcomed to Greystone's Ukrainian community. New housing development concerns for locals, so that's the and fishermen's frustrated by lack of access to the pier in Greystones. That's the fisherman there. And Bray Central finally opens a store. Bray Central has opened some of the store to the public. All the outstanding paperwork has been completed with Wicklow County here. Elephant and Castle announced to open the store to diners on Friday. The restaurant is open from 12 p.m. to 9. A bowling and cinema are due to open shortly, with Wellburger opening next. All of these, I think it's opened already, Wellburger actually. The shopping centre underground car park also opened. Penny remains a rumour as the centre's anchor tenants, with TK Maxx also rumoured. So that's more about that on the shop, I'm sure. Bray artist has a distinct style. Adam J. Connors outside the studio there, and Councillor Ferris seeks paid leave to women with miscarriage. And behind the tree is recognised as first age friendly tourist location. That's the thing there in Avondale. The trees, the new thing that's opened. It looks spectacular there, and I was going to go to see it someday. So Wicklow Brothers takes business world by storm. That's the coffee thing. So And then helping small business. There's an article there on it. Two Wicklow families reach semi-finals of Ireland's Fittest Family. There's the Simon's family of Wicklow and the Rice family. So there's the two. Master plan for Glendalough is great opportunity for area. There's more there. The elected member of Wicklow County received a presentation of Glendalough visitor experience and manager master, which goes out for public consultation on Friday. So there'll be more about that, I'm sure. So Wicklow County Council to honour film director John Bowman. Going what's saying there. And then St. Patrick's Loretta School, it's more pictures there. And then community notice about Pat Inglesby film to be screened at Mermaid. The film will be screened on Monday, November the 14th at 8 o'clock. So that should be good. We'll screen a film that will trigger nostalgia for viewers. That's the documentary then. And then Lidl reopens after 11 million revamp. I see the shop on Greystones is open again. And Wicklow Climate Youth Ambassador at COP27. Concern worldwide. Jenny Salmons. Jenny Salmons from Bray. She will bring climate action measures collected from Irish people to COP27 in Egypt next week. The 20-year-old will travel with a small team representing the Irish organisation to the climate conference in Egypt. So that's another thing. Harris puts his luxury car up for sale after getting new state vehicle. And Wicklow Emerson Trace in Love Your Coast competition. So that's the picture there. Photograph of seals in the water Brideshead. So and then council improves its performance despite challenges. Wicklow sculpture accepted to prestigious international society. Ballynaclash sculpture Alan Clark. So that's there. That's another story there. So and then Wicklow Darters, cow cells and curious sheep now available at Carol's Irish Gift Centres. And Kim Mechanic director brings Enchanted April to the stage. So on that. So it's then registrations of new cars is slightly up in Wicklow, according to the paper there. New car registration as countries in Wicklow are up almost 10% in 2022, up by October, according to the new figures. And Conor Brown Reeds secure a new deal with Diddle. He's selling Christmas wreaths, I see, and that's the deal there. And then Paul's way of making numbers for fun from the kids. Sadness at the passing of Paul McNaughton. Tributes have been poured following the passing of former Greystones, Bray Wonders and Wicklow GA steward Paul McNaughton. He passed away on Monday at the age of 69. So that's a sad story there. And Jonathan Dalian's appointed as Wicklow Minor football manager. Former Blessington senior boy Jonathan will take charge of the Wicklow Minor team. Daniels, who managed the Wicklow under 20 ones for 2 years, so wish him all the best there for that job. And Paul Carley's Bray Wonders will let the Leinster Intermediate Champion campaign up for the running this Saturday when they take to the field in Agilent Park, Auckland to face League champions Abbey Leaks. So that should be a good match there. It's on 1:30. If anyone's interested in going, so and then Lara bow out of Leinster. Lara 7 points, Castletown 219. So that was that match there. So that's I just thought I'd go through that. Prendergast on the prowl, as I was saying. Era Oak 311, Bray Emmets 1-4. So that's Peter Keogh under 19 football championship group 1. So that's there, that's more there. And there's an article then about Paul McNaughton. Good article there. Paul McNaughton interview. Defeat for Tinnahealy, as I was saying there. Kilmacud Crooks 4-15, Tinnahealy 6 points. So that was the score. And then I'm going through this paper well now here. There's a lot of rugby scores in it and a lot of different things. So And Club Call, there's an article there about the clubs, Wicklow Rovers, Newtown Juniors, and as I was saying there, there's an article there about Daniel Proctor met Paul Hedrick as a young designer from Blessington wanting forward. He has won a major international award for his education to help children with multiplication. So that's that. So that's the article there. And then fair and flippant when it matters most. There's an article there. Tracy's World. Condom's nature of sex life is pushing Ireland towards reckoning. Father Shee's comments on sinful behaviour have made many question Catholics' teachings, according to David Luby in the paper, and emerges at last the great Jonicole's legacy, a tale of fruit and gone missing, the unsolved mystery. So I don't know what that article is about, but down the years, then there's an article there about and then there's a recipe there. Edward entertains Edward Hayden. This week's homemade burgers with black pepper sauce. A recipe there for it. Make it, and then Kilmacudder Canic Diary. Just setting news. Clanagale's Ladies Dinners and the CGA members Mass and final plus golf outings article there, and then a freelance photographer. So looking for that on the Wicklow People. And then there's an article about the X Trail, the new Nissan would be in Windsor's showroom next week. It offers people a different. There is available from SV specs. Pricing starts at 45,000. I think it might be electric as well. The new car there, the new X Trail. So it looks a lovely car, all right. And then on the Ireland's own, Sonny Knowles, there's an article there about him. And then Pope John Paul the 23rd, there's an article there as well about the Pope there. And then I'm nearly finished this paper now. I'm just going through it quick. I'm finally giving up for those so-called social media friends. Avoid stress for being better organised and look after your prostate with diet and lifestyle, according to Claire Whitty. And then there's the children's crosswords, which is the finish of the paper there. And then there's an article there, Nature's Jim Hurley's Nature Trail. Shepherd's purse is a very common and edible weed. Shepherd's purse has flowers that each bear four small white petals under the flowers, heart-shaped seed pods forms. And then there's an article there, Pete Wedderburn. Dogs' routines are ruled by time, just like us. Dogs do not understand clocks, but they do have a sense of time. So that's a good article there. And this week in 1976, Chicago, If You Leave Me Now, that's the number one. And Lush Ballad gave Chicago first number one and only Grammy, according to what it's saying on that. So that's the last paper now. I just thought I'd go through that. Now I'll just have a look now at the Coming Soon website before I leave you here. It's a slightly longer podcast today for the Saturday, and I wonder is there anything more on the Coming Soon. I did check it the last day, so uh, uh, it was the Bray People news anyway. It was very good to give you there today, and just says about Kevin Conroy. He passes away. The man that done the Batman's voice. He was at it for a long time in the cartoon. All about him. And John Wick's Chapter 4 trailer previews action-packed sequel. Skyfall is just one of the best James Bond film a decade later. And Andy Creator talks deleted Cena Easter eggs as a prize man. And that's there. The Kings. Then there's more about Rogue Heroes interview Steve Knights and Connor Swindle's talk appeal of Rook's character. And I Am a Legend 2, Francis Lawrence gives status update on sequel. And that's about all now. I just thought I'd come back with a different podcast. And I think I'll be back with another podcast some other day. It might be Sunday now, but I hope you enjoyed my podcast today, and goodbye. And remember, just do listen to all my podcasts. So thanks for listening, and bye.